Gymnasium. We have a 21-all ball game, and we're still about 3 minutes left away from halftime. I'm here with Peter Adley, and of course, Ricardo is around here somewhere. And Ricardo, what's your take on what we've been seeing so far here this evening?
This is certainly one of the most...
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This will be one of the most tightly contested Hugh Campbell finals we're going to see. 21-21 now. Both teams are now ready to play.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. As we see another turnover this time, it's going to go over to the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. We're going to try and catch up with Ricardo once again. He's around here somewhere. Ricardo, can you hear me? Okay, we can't get Ricardo, but we'll get back to him in just a second. Ricardo Lightburn is on the other side of the court, but you know, right now in this ball game, we've seen both teams kind of get a little bit of jitters early on, but they've settled down, and right now we've got ourselves a tight contest, like you said, Peter.
Markedly the difference for C.I. Gibson. Denial falls the difference for Tabernacle.
Crowd not agreeing with the traveling call, but the referee will not change his mind. Jason Colley changed his mind in the air and tried to pass it off, but it didn't work out for him. And as a result, Tabernacle with a chance to take the lead here and to score 21 apiece.
Norris being the coach for Tabernacle, Kevin Johnson for C.I. Gibson, they worked the floor all night. I mean, the jackets are off. They're working.
Oh, yes, and they've been working the referees as well. That time a long three-pointer is going to come up well short, air ball. And the crowd lets him know it. That's Everett Lloyd trying a long NBA range three-pointer, and, well,
factor in the difference between playing in the AF Adelaide gym all tournament long, 6 games, your 7th game as a championship, and now you're in a new gym, Kendall Isaacs.
Major
that has
difference.
Some effect.
Major difference. Other than this morning when they played in the semifinal matchup, this is only their 2nd game here in this gym. Like you said, playing in a more confined area, more AF Adelaide gym, much more conducive to shooting. In terms of, it even feels smaller. But here, the court feels that extra long length. And I think these players are feeling that a little bit. The lines are maybe a little bit confusing. You have 3 3-point lines. You've got the college line as well as the international line and the NBA line. So players not sure which one they're supposed to be using. And so that's presenting a little bit of problem. They just pick the furthest one away and they don't have to.
It's clear what the strategy of C.I. Gibson is so far in this ball game. They're in the attack mode.
Most definitely.
Tabernacle obviously have been sluggish on defense. Their zone is not as tight as people know it to be. And C.I. Gibson taking advantage of the sluggishness.
That time, Jason Colley missing the 2nd of 2 free throws. Colley hustling on the play. Tries to save it as Kevin Armstrong missed the putback attempt. Armstrong, as you know, on the C.I. Gibson Rattlers team last year was not able to play due to an infraction, a rules infraction that caused him to be suspended for the entire tournament. So this is a little bit of redemption for him. I think he may be pressing a little bit too much, trying to prove that he can win something with this team after missing out on winning the championship last year.
Very important. You want to leave your senior year having a Hugh Campbell title under your belt.
Colley once again with the dribble penetration. Nice floater. Carly has come off the bench and he's playing real good basketball. A nice 15-foot teardrop drops in for the basket.
He's given C.I. Gibson quality minutes throughout this tournament.
Most definitely, he's one of the guys who comes in, can play good defense up top as we see the near steal again. Cuts off McPhee, tough pressure defense. McPhee able to get it off to Cordero. Cordero got it by Teran Cox, takes a long three-pointer. Rebound, comes off, almost a tip in. But finally controlled by Jason Cawley. Back comes Cox, he's been quiet all game long. And Jackson, right on cue, hits the basket.
You know, sooner or later, Teran Cox, the kid from Carmichael Road, is going to show up. He is a star point guard in high school basketball in this country.
And he's one of those guys that does not lack confidence at all. It doesn't matter to him how many shots he misses, how many turnovers, he's going to keep coming at you. Another long three-point attempt.
Beautiful move. That's a beautiful move by David Maxey that time.
Yes, indeed. Managed to get in there amongst three C.I. Gibson Rattler defenders and put that ball up and in. Right now, the Rattlers have taken a three-point lead, 26-23. And they have the ball. It'll be Teran Cox inbounding over to Cawley. Cawley gets it over to Moxie, back to Cawley on top of the key. The Rattlers playing a little bit of a slow-down offense now. Trying to work this defense. And a long three-pointer by Cawley again.
Somebody woke him up.
Yeah, this kid Cawley came in and made a big basket. Had a huge impact the whole time he was in the ball game.
He's not a starter. He doesn't play many minutes. But anytime he gets into the ball game, things happen. And I think he has bought some extra minutes in this championship by virtue of his good shooting so far.
It's halftime here at the Candlelight Gymnasium. This crowd is going crazy. 29-23. And we still have a whole half of basketball here to go. Ricardo Lightman, we'll have a word with him when we come back. But for right now, we're going to swing it back to the studios. We'll come back with some action here at the Candlelight Gymnasium right after this.
Welcome back to our studios here, Channel 13. Brad Hanna at the ZNS Total Sports Desk, along with Kurt Hollingsworth, who's our guest and our analyst in studio for the big game tonight, the championship game. Tabernacle Falcons and the CI Gibson Rattlers, of course, Freeport, Nassau rivalry again. But an interesting first half in that the way Tabernacle came out, want to play that outside game, the Rattlers weren't falling for it. They kept their defense, that zone defense, and it was working to perfection for them, but Tabernacle never really went away from it. They're still in the game, though.
Absolutely. I thought that the Rattlers played a tremendous first half with the zone defense that they played. There's no need to change that right now going back into the second half. On the other hand, Tabernacle has taken a lot of three-pointers, and it's like you win by the gun, you die by the gun.
The thing about it is, the Rattlers were doing the opposite. They were going inside.
Absolutely. I think they had a pretty good mix, actually, because they hit a couple of big threes from the outside. They had a lot of inside three-point plays, and that made the difference.
Well, 29-23 at the half. We'll have some highlights for you when we come back. We'll take a break. Back to our studios, halftime in the championship game, the Hugh Campbell Basketball Championship, Tabernacle Falcons, CI Gibson Rattlers, 29-23 Rattlers at the half. Let's see how they did that as we go to the highlight reel right now. As a matter of fact, we told you the Rattlers playing that inside game. Well, let's see how it went. Let's go to the highlight reel right now. We see the Rattlers here working inside. That's Moxie just going to the glass to get two. And they got the foul as well. And then shortly after that, we'll see a nice play here from Daniil Forbes. Who is this kid? Daring.
Some kid from off the island of Abaco.
Well, he can shoot. And you talk about living by the sword. Hey, Luciano Bartlett says, hey, you know what? We'll take a little play inside then, because they're expecting us to play outside. He scores off the glass there against the Rattlers defense. And then later on, this Forbes guy again just never gives up, does he? Back for three. He's going to take the deep one. And Kevin Armstrong on the next play, we'll see how the Rattlers take this game inside. He will go high off the glass, gets that one to go somehow, some way to keep this game in control for the CI Gibson Rattlers. But if you are a coach now, KJ Johnson, close game, your game's working, but the team, you have your defense working for you, keeping a shooting team at bay, but the game is still close. Is that a big concern?
I would be a bit concerned because I'm realizing the type of team that Tabernacle has. They have a very good shooting team, and they also can take it on the inside. I'm sure that Coach Bain is going to make some adjustments coming out, and if Kevin doesn't make some minor adjustments, he can find himself again in a very tight basketball game.
Midway through that second quarter, we saw Bain a little hot. He was saying something to referees and walking up and along the sidelines. And when it's like that, we know it's a little issue with something's going on there. But before it's all done, he's going to get it together with his team and, of course, get the game under control. He's not going to allow it to get out of control.
Absolutely, and he is going to have to maintain his poise as a coach under the circumstances to ensure that the kids maintain their poise.
We're coming back to the studio. Of course, we still have the second half to go, but we've got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. studio. As we say at halftime, C.I. Gibson Rattlers holding on to a 29-23 lead at the half in the Hugh Campbell Basketball Championship game, the 23rd edition. And, of course, our team down there at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, all excited, ready to go for the second half. But before we do that, talking about the Tabernacle Falcons, our Julian Gibson talks about how much this tournament means to them.
2004 was a trying year for the island of Grand Bahama. The closure of the Royal Oasis, 2 hurricanes, Ivan and Jean, leaving the island almost in shambles. What the hurricanes couldn't damage, though, was that indomitable spirit of the Grand Bahama people. Like in the sport of boxing, their backs were against the rope, but they sprung to their feet and continued to fight. Now the fight continues for Tabernacle Baptist Falcons. They made it to the championship game. What it actually means for Tabby is they are playing this game not for themselves, but for the people of Grand Bahama, especially the folks in West End.
This isn't just for our school, this is for the island of Grand Bahama. We've been through a lot this year, and all the adversities that we have faced as an island, adversities that we faced as a team, it's been a learning process. We don't curse our situation. We try to learn why God has allowed these things to come into our life in terms of what we're going through. That's been my emphasis, that's learned from each situation in relation to where we are right now. And I'm real happy for the night, the opportunity to represent Grand Bahama. And that's all I was asking for, is for the opportunity to represent Grand Bahama. And that's what we intend to do tonight, to represent them to the best of our ability.
A win in the championship for Tabernacle Baptist Falcons, and all would agree it would be the beginning of a great year for the folks from the second city. Covering the Hugh Campbell basketball tournament, I am Julian Gibson.
Well, they're dedicating this one to the people in West End, they say.
I agree with him.
For
Personal reasons, Brad. That's my hometown.
Can you imagine? Well, listen, this team, the Tabernacle Falcons, while we're on that note, I mean, they haven't lost a game since last year.
And, that's a great accomplishment, and it speaks well of Coach Norris and his program.
How does he keep that team motivated?
I imagine that he have a challenge on his hand, and I'm sure that he can do it because of the exposure that he provides for them, the opportunity to travel and to see how other successful programs do it.
And obviously, this Tabernacle team will not be shaken. I mean, they are very poised. I mean, they are in this game, and you won't see them panic.
I think Coach Bean said to them, guys, I want this one. We got to stay poised, we got to stay focused, and we must execute. So I will assure you that in the second half, they will come out as a different team.
29-23 at the half. Those of you just joining us here in our studios, we have the second half action coming up in just a few minutes down there at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. As we told you, the road to the Final Four was not easy, and down to the Final Two we are now. The 61st game of this tournament tonight, the championship game between the Tabernacle Falcons and the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. So we're going to take a break here, we understand, and we'll be back here in just a minute.
The Hugh Campbell Championship Halftime Show was brought to you by Original Patties.
Well, do not give up that spot on the sofa. It's time for the second half of our Hugh Campbell Basketball Championship game. The Rattlers are leading 29-23 at the half. We go right back to the Kendall Isaacs Gym.
Back in live action at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. Second half underway, and the Rattlers just got a big boost. A 3-point play from Kevin Armstrong. They now lead 32-23 here in this ball game, and we've seen some players slipping down already as we get set for this first half. Ricardo Lightburn has been hanging around early on in this game. He's been a little quiet, but Ricardo, what's your take on the first half so far?
Well, it's been a very good half, and talking to both coaches, their kids are having a lot of problems with this floor, and again, it is very slippery. The humidity is going to be the factor. That's why you're finding a lot of the defensive calls. The guys having a lot of problems. KJ Sesrate playing. They want to keep pushing the ball at this team, make sure they get the upside of it. But as they keep slipping and sliding away, it looks like C.I. Gibson guys are taking advantage of the conditions of the floor and also the momentum of the crowd here in the gym.
All right, that time we saw Kevin Armstrong, his second consecutive back-in. He may be coming to life. Rebound comes off to Armstrong. Over Turan crosses off as Armstrong loses his footing. Moxie has it poked away. Back come the Tabernacle Falcons on offense.
9 points for Armstrong now, 6 rebounds.
Nice move inside that time.
Denial Forbes.
Denial Forbes. That's 10 points in the ball game for him. That time.
You know, it just seems so unfair that both teams have worked hard all season. Excellent records. They've made it to the championship of what is considered the national championship in the Bahamas. And it could very well be determined by the condition here on this floor.
Yeah, hopefully it won't come down to it, but it does appear to be a fact already, especially now here in the second half. I think the moisture is definitely starting to build up. There's another slip of the footing. That time Moxie tried to go to the basket and just lost his footing, able to maintain control though. Another long three-point attempt. That time goes up short. Rebound comes over to Moxie. Cox pushes back. Moxie with a three-pointer. That's no good. Rebound comes on to the Falcons.
Let's just hope nobody gets injured.
That's definitely got to be a concern for the players as well as the coaches here tonight. It's easy to pull a groin when you keep sniffing like this.
Almost like ice hockey in here.
That time a foul call on the inside, looks like.
This crowd has been in it from start.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. From the opening tip-off, halftime with the cheerleading, they've been really enjoying themselves here this evening.
Those of you in Grand Bahama would like to know Jack Haywood cheerleaders have defended their championship once again.
That's most definitely correct. If you're wondering about your halftime leaders in terms of points and rebounds, well, for the Rattlers, Tamiko Moxie, he had 9 points to go along with 7 rebounds and 1 assist. Teran Cox had 4 points and 3 assists. And Kevin Armstrong had 7 rebounds along with a total of 4 points in that first half. He's since then come to life with 9 points here in the ballgame so far. Jason Cawley off the bench, 8 points and 2 rebounds. A missed free throw that time by Cordero Seymour. For the Falcons, well, Janelle Forbes had 6 points at the half. Cordero Seymour had 6, and David McPhee had 5, and Luciano Bartman at 4.
Uncharacteristic of a Tabernacle Baptist basketball team to miss free throws like that.
Cordero Seymour missing both free throws as another player goes to the floor trying to play get back on defense. No foul call on the inside. Looked like Hepburn may have been fouled, but referee does not call it.
Allowing them to play tonight.
That's Everett Lloyd getting away with one. As you know, this kid had knee surgery, major knee surgery, I understand, a couple of months ago, so he's definitely got to be concerned maybe about the footing. He's one that's now the ball maybe getting a little slippery. We got a goaltending call.
Goaltending on that one. So now Tabernacle is going to have to be very careful between this crowd and the momentum that is being carried by C.I. Gibson. They don't want to get blown out of here. But I've seen Tabernacle down before, and they remain poised and they're able to come back.
Strong move on the inside. That time, number 22, Anwar Williams into the ball game, seeing his first action, takes it strong to the basket. Missed his first attempt, got his own rebound, and now he'll get 2 free throws for his troubles. And like you said, Peter, it's a dangerous situation right now for the Falcons. Down 11. You don't want to lose your composure here and maybe get a little out of control.
Terrible free throw shooting for Tabernacle thus far in this ball game.
Williams missing the first of his 2. Here's the second attempt. We'll see whether or not he can make at least one. He does not. Hepburn comes up with the rebound for the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. Over to Cox, who gets it into Moxie. Moxie off the glass, no good. Rebound. Elbow thrown by Seymour. But he comes away with the rebound cleanly. Attacking the basket this time. The Tabernacle Falcons, Donnell Forbes tried to shoot that one off the glass. Did not drop for him. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll stay the Rattlers ball. Brad Cox losing the ball a little bit in this weather condition.
C.I. Gibson playing tremendous defense.
They are indeed. And another player goes down to the ground. Kevin Armstrong took advantage of it and makes the layup, but at the end of this ball game, you have to wonder, you know, if I'm a coach or a player, you look back on the game and you say, what would have been the difference had this been good playing conditions, Peter?
Yes. Boy.
And there must be a lid on the rim here in the second half because the Falcons did not get anything to go. And Coach Norris being his limit on the 3-second call. He's absolutely irate at the 3-second call by Tony Williams.
5 attempts that time for Tabernacle. Couldn't answer the call.
Norris Gibson has seen enough. He's taking a timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll have more action in just a moment. Left here in the third quarter, and conditions have definitely been a huge factor in this ball game thus far. Ricardo Lightman, you've been watching this game. What are your thoughts? Have you had a chance to speak with anybody about why this is the way it is right now? We have Ricardo standing by. He's with Andy Ford, and Andy's in charge of maintenance, I do believe, here at the Ken Elijah Gymnasium. Ricardo, what is his take on what's going on here tonight?
Basically, the floor is well clean and it's really slick. And basically, what's happening because of the air conditioning went down yesterday. We tried as much as possible to get it fixed, but we need a lot of new parts, and the parts have to come away, and it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get here. And basically, it sort of affects us because the floor is very slick, and it's very clean, and the humidity in this gym, makes it a little difficult for both teams to really run the game that they want to run.
Understanding the surface that we got here, than these synthetic shoes that these kids are wearing, this makes for a little bit of a very unsafe environment, especially for these young men to be up and down on this floor at this juncture in this game.
Yes, it really is for the kids, but it's just one of those things that happen that we have no control over, and I guess they're all playing on equal surface. So it's like you play a baseball game and it's rain, everybody has to go play on the slick field. So if the court is slick, well, nobody has an advantage. It's just a matter of adjusting your game, and I hope the best team adjust their game win.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Brother Ford. I'll send it back to you guys. Again, like you said, it's the humidity in here, and so the kids are going to have to play under these conditions. Back to you guys.
Slippery circumstances here at the Kendall Isaacs gym.
Yes, indeed. The back door, of course, open to try and allow some kind of air circulation so that the heat doesn't become too oppressive. But the drawback to that, like we've seen, has been the slippery conditions here today. As we see other players start to slide on the floor. Cox trying to take it again to the basket, losing it for a little bit. Armstrong taking it strong to the glass. He's fouled inside. That's going to be on Cordero Martin. It'll be interesting to see how many fouls he's got in this ball game. He's picked up a couple early on in the second half.
Tabernacle able to go inside on the last two offensive plays. C.I. Gibson returns the favor. This is their third attempt for the bucket inside the paint. C.I. Gibson, they've been brutal on the inside. Their footing, despite the slippery floor, has been better than Tabernacle so far.
They do seem to be a little bit more comfortable with the conditions than do the Tabernacle Falcons. And right now, it's Armstrong who's come to life a little bit here in this second half after starting out very slowly. They rely on him a lot on the offensive side of things. He's given his team a 21-29 lead after making 1 of 2 free throws. We have a minute 26 left here in the third quarter. Taking it strong to the basket.
Denial
Forbes once again. The foul is called on the youngster, Stanley Forbes. I don't know if he's in a relation, but you never know.
Well, I know denial. Like I said, son of Lincoln Forbes. Lincoln Forbes has coached a number of ladies basketball championship teams out of Grand Bahama. He's coached a number of national squads.
We got 2 free throws, and for some reason the Rattlers only with 1 player. Now they got Forbes stepping in. But that would have been an easy offensive attempt and rebound for McPhee had nobody come down there. Second shot is good.
Son of a coach. They're always able to hit free throws.
Kind of have it drilled in him from the early going. Down goes Forbes on a slippery floor, but he gets back on defense. That's going to be a backcourt violation. Cox instead lets it go out of bounds. They'll set up the defense. Crawley tried to get it back. A little bit of confusion there. Both players in the same vicinity. Neither one knew which one the ball was going to. McPhee now driving the baseline. You can see the players kind of tiptoeing away. Not wanting to go down on this floor.
Don't look for any dunks tonight. They're going to play it safe.
Yeah, Cox.
Just get the layup.
You can see Cox that time, even though he had a wide open layup, was just kind of making sure he didn't go down on that floor. So he kind of jumped early and made sure he didn't even jump too high on that one, but the result is he does get a basket, but this has definitely become a problem for both squads now, with the floor being as slippery as it is.
Great deal of frustration for Norris Bain. You see him working the sidelines like a madman tonight.
McPhee now with the ball, gets it inside to Martin. Martin with a strong turnaround in the lane, puts it over the defense, and that's going to be good for 2.
Inagua, great recruit. Cordero Seymour.
Very strong player on the inside.
Nothing is small from Inagua.
You know, he's not a bad outside perimeter player as well. He can shoot that jump shot when he gets a chance, and they got an offensive foul call. Armstrong tried to take it strong to the basket, maybe a little too strong, and Cordero was there to take the charge. Goes down, and the referee gives him the benefit of the doubt. We got Moxie now with 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists in the ball game.
He's tough.
He's definitely come to play here tonight for the C.I. Gibson Rattlers.
Number 4.
McPhee inside now. Into Cordero Martin. That basket is up and good.
5 years ago, the Catholic High Crusaders were able to pick up a player out of Inagua, Trevor Harvey, who went on to play great collegiate basketball. This is now another line of players coming from Inagua, Cordero Seymour. He is tough. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Norris Bain is going to sleep in Inagua during the offseason.
That foul is called on Stanley Forbes, his second off the bench. Rebound comes off to Moxie, gets it over to Cawley into the ball game. Armstrong gets it ahead of him, pulls up for the jump shot, no good. Rebound comes off. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 1 quarter left to play in this ball game, and we'll have a new, or perhaps old, Hugh Campbell champion. We'll see if the C.I. Gibson Rattlers can hold on and repeat. But right now, it's going to come down to who wants it the most here in this final quarter of play.
Unfortunately for Norris Bain, the way this wooden floor is tonight, it's playing slick. He's a come-behind sort of coach, but he does it with his trap defense, and it's very difficult to execute a trap defense the way this floor is tonight, but we'll see.
Yeah, most definitely. That's one of the staples of this Tabernacle Falcons team. They love to put the pressure defense on, like you said, with these conditions the way they are, it's going to be very hard for them to do that. Ricardo, I know from what you've seen so far, 3 quarters of play, what do you think Coach Norris Bain is telling his troops right now?
Well, talking to Coach before the game, he needed his kids to play strong on the inside. And again, because of the slippery floor, the defense has not been there. And again, C.I. Gibson is smart. They're playing sure-footed. They're making some things happen. And so they've been able to cash in on the offensive end of this ball game. What I do like is the fact that C.I. Gibson is not rushing it. They're taking their time. They're finding the open man and taking advantage of the Falcons' inability to get the ball across the timeline in time, and also because of the fact that it's slipping and sliding all over the place. Like our Ford said, we can't do anything about the fact that there's no air in here, but the humidity factor is becoming to be a little bit much. And then, too, the kids are perspiring on the floor, so that's making it a little bit difficult. But so far, so good. You got a whole new ball game as you get into the final quarter. We'll see how it all works out.
And, we don't want to overplay the fact about this floor and take anything away from C.I. Gibson. Both teams are playing on the same floor. C.I. Gibson obviously has made the better adjustment.
Yes, most definitely. They seem to not let it get to their head. You can see the Tabernacle Falcons, they're getting frustrated. C.I. Gibson kind of playing through that, not allowing it to become an issue for them. They're just going to go out here and play basketball. So far, it's paid off for them. They have the lead now, 13 points, and only 8 minutes left in the ball game. So it's an uphill climb for the Tabernacle Baptist Falcons, and it's not going to be an easy one as we head into the 4th quarter.
C.I. Gibson, defending champions. Tabernacle has not won this one since 2000. They have 4 titles under their belt. They've been to the championship 8 times. C.I. Gibson has won it twice now. They've been to the championship 5 times and to the Final Four 7 times.
All right, the 4th quarter is underway now. Do or die time for the Tabernacle Baptist Falcons, down 13. McPhee at top of the key, gets it over to the corner, long 3-point attempt, no good. Armstrong up high for the rebound.
Tabernacle willing to die with that 3-pointer.
And it may be time for a change in strategy, I would think. It's not been kind to them tonight. That long-range jump shot has not been falling for them. They may want to think about getting the ball inside, but like we said, the Rattlers have been packing it in with that zone defense, and it's been difficult, if not impossible, for the Tabernacle Baptist Falcons to get the ball where they want it.
I think Norris Bean is going to dance with the girl that brought him to the ball, and he's going to go with that 3-pointer for the remainder of the night.
That time it's Teran Cox with a long 3-pointer against the shot clock. Does not drop for him. Ball comes over to the Falcons. Here they come on offense once again. Forbes over to McPhee. McPhee looks at the 3-pointer, thinks about it, and then finally shoots it. No good. Rebound comes off the Colley. Now Cox dribbling on top of the key. Back over to Colley. Looks inside. Lovato Hepburn. Hepburn with a hook shot that drops for him. And now that's 8 points for the youngster and go along with 9 rebounds. And any points you get from him is bonus points because you don't expect him to score too much. But like I said, he always seems to find ways to put the ball in the basket when you least expect it.
Quality minutes throughout this tournament.
Rejected. Cordero Seymour rejected by Colley. He's had a couple of shots that he's rejected, had to give a return. Kevin Armstrong takes it all the way to the basket. And just like that, this lead is starting to build. 47-35 for the Rattlers. 6 minutes left here in the game. They try to go back inside to Cordero Seymour. Misses the shot. Rebound off to Colley. Ahead to Moxie. In for the rebound. No good. Colley gets the offensive pass. It's in.
They are starting to heat up the drums in the Marathon constituency. C.I. Gibson is starting to feel it.
Coach Norris Bain has seen enough. He calls a timeout. 49-35. 6 minutes left in this ball game. We'll be right back for more 4th quarter action in the Hugh Campbell Championship game. And the action is starting to heat up for both teams. Kevin Armstrong with a couple of baskets while we are away. Cordero Seymour with a nice left-hand layup. And it's still an 11-point ball game. The CI Gibson Rattlers are leading. And ill-advised alley-oop attempt results in a turnover. And here come the Falcons on the attack. Forbes looks away, gets it inside, and an easy layup that time for the Tabernacle Baptist Falcons, Everett Lloyd.
Everett Lloyd with a strong layup. Tabernacle is going to have to put on that pressure defense now because KJ Johnson and his Rattlers have got to just bind
And we have two players down. Looks like one of them could be hurt. Both players going down in the same spot within moments of each other.
Everett Lloyd, the recruit from the Berry Islands, playing for Tabernacle. Like you said, he had major surgery in the, last year.
On that knee, I hope it's not the knee. He's holding his back. It looks like. I hope. Well, you don't want to say you hope it's his back, but I compared to what could
the
be the
knee is going
possibility.
through. Yeah, you take the back. Yeah, this could spell bad news for Tabernacle. This crowd, though, a rowdy crowd, they've come to support the CI Gibson Rattlers.
And you know it was only a matter of time really before we did have an injury with these conditions. And I'd hate to see it come down to this. You don't want to take away from what's been a pretty good ball game thus far.
One of the difficulties, and I've noted this from the major tournaments that started out in Grand Bahamas this year, the Vitamalt, the Thanksgiving tournament, a number of junior tournaments they played here in New Providence. There must be medical assistance readily available in all of these ball games. It's something that we're going to have to look at.
Well, that time the medical officials are on the court very quickly, and that's a good thing. Hopefully this is nothing serious. We're going to try and see if maybe Ricardo can get over there and see what exactly seems to be the problem. Ricardo, can you see what's happening over there?
Guys, here's what's happening. Now, Everett went for the ball. Because of the condition of this floor, he lost his footing and dropped onto the hip bone area. And from where I was standing, I could hear him hit the floor hard. He hit it hard and he may have jarred something. The nurse and the doctor now looking at the back just to make sure that there's no specific. They don't want to take any chances with that. Like I mentioned before, these kids are playing with synthetic rubber shoes. This is not regular run-of-the-mill shoes, and because of the humidity on this floor, it's getting to be a little bit careful as far as the players are concerned. Because Norris Bain told his kid, be careful out here, do not get hurt, but you make a cut on this floor, you try to stop the humidity factor, and now you've got Everett Lloyd who's down on the floor. And this is a kid who has been through an awful lot in terms of recovery, foot, and everything else, but he's staying down. The nurse is still talking to him about the fact they're trying to get some ice to put on him in order to keep down the swelling, but they're not going to move him. They're just going to make sure that he stays down for a while and to check it. But she's talking to him. He's coherent. He knows exactly what's going on, but he's afraid because of his back and not sure exactly what happened. But we were afraid of what could possibly happen with the condition of this floor, and that's exactly what we have right now, a player down, and this is something that we didn't want to see happen in a tournament of this magnitude today, guys.
You look around this crowded gym with 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, and memories now start to echo on some of the great players that have played in this championship game.
Yes, indeed. We've had guys like Dexter Cambridge,
who went on to play in the NBA, Richie Adderley, Ben Russell, Mario Green, Scott Forbes, Loxley Colley. I mean, there have been some tremendous players in this tournament. And tonight, Kevin Armstrong, Jason Colley, and Lovato Hepburn from C.I. Gibson, their name will be among the greats.
Yes, indeed. Right now, while we have an injury on the floor, they're going to try to attend to Forbes. The medical officials taking him off the court. We'll try to keep an eye on him and see what happens. Right now, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the final 4 minutes of this ball game in just a moment. We've had an injury on the court. Denal Forbes says a little while ago went crashing to the court due to the slippery floor. And
Everett Lloyd, actually.
sorry, that's right, Everett Lloyd. We're hoping that he will be okay.
Want to send a prayer up for him wherever you are in your home
Indeed.
tonight.
We'll keep an eye on his progress as well. Right now, you can hear this crowd starting to chant. It's the Tabernacle Falcons bench right now trying to get their defense pumped up as they got to really buckle down now. They've got the lead finally under double figures. So it's down to 9 now after being down by as many as a dozen. Here's Parks with a long three-pointer. Rebound comes off to the Falcons. That's Derek Stubbs gets the rebound, goes up high for it. Now they drive on the baseline. Forbes, and he goes down as well.
Denal Forbes.
Forbes hit the jump shot and then immediately went to the floor. Armstrong takes it strong to the basket. He'll get the foul. He's going to go to the line.
It's as if he's in the league by himself. Great concentration. He's been real focused. And he's been balanced on this slippery floor tonight. Armstrong has.
Yeah, he's not been seemingly not been bothered by the conditions. He's taken it to the hole fearlessly, if you will. And so far, he's been able to be effective here.
He's had a big night.
10 points, 8 boards, make that 11 points and 8 rebounds for Armstrong. He's going to try for the second of 2 to make this once again a 8 point ball game. Second free throw, no good. And Armstrong finally does go to the floor, though, under floor conditions. Carly has him top. Back to Teran Cox, over to Carly again.
You would just want to see these two talented teams play under different conditions.
I would love to see that. To see how the CI Gibson Rattlers would have reacted to that pressure defense from the Falcons. Carly with a long three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes off to Lovato just for a moment, but it's knocked away. And here come the Falcons again. Forbes has it knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay the Falcons' ball, though.
Falcons trying to creep back in and C.I. Gibson trying to keep him off.
Forbes lost the handle for a second. Inside, Cordero Seymour takes it up strong. No good. Rebound comes off strong.
Boy.
The youngster, Anwar Williams.
Big bucket for Anwar Williams. Monster bucket.
It's now 46 to 52. And it's Armstrong again. Armstrong gets the rebound, puts it up and in, and the foul. He'll go to the line. Kevin Armstrong has come to life. 13 points, 8 rebounds. For the kid who was not able to play last year, he's definitely making up for lost time here this evening.
He didn't want to graduate without a Hugh Campbell championship, and he's trying to earn it tonight.
Armstrong, though, shoots up an air ball on that free throw.
All the early mornings and the late nights in that marathon constituency on that old rugged C.I. Gibson basketball court. Dreams being delivered almost 2 minutes away.
2:47 to be exact.
Tabernacle still knocking.
Long three-pointer off balance, no good. Knocked out of bounds. Referee says it's going to stay the Falcons' ball. Armstrong, by the way, 18 points in this ball game and 10 rebounds. And there's Cordero. No, sorry. That's Anwar Williams.
Anwar Williams.
Williams has come up with a couple of big baskets. That time, he takes it in strong and gets the foul. They're going to call that one on Lovato Hepburn. That's his third. And right now, Williams can make this a very interesting ball game with a made free throw here.
Tabernacle refusing to go away.
Good. We got another foul call.
A terrible foul by Anwar Williams.
Williams missed the free throw. Carly gave him the rebound, and Williams reached in and committed a cheap foul.
Defense for Tabernacle has to dig in now. C.I. Gibson wants to pet the clock away.
Time is definitely not the ally of the Tabernacle Falcons right now. Carly with the ball. Takes it to the basket. Off balance shot, not even close. I think he wanted to drop that one off, but the defense collapsed on him.
Yeah. This New Providence crowd pouring it on. Tabernacle trying to get back in it.
This side of the court in particular seems to be very slippery. That one gets away and comes off. Knocked out of bounds. Ball stays here. The crowd all over the referees Case they wanted the foul called on the inside. But the referees have been letting them play. And they can't say they haven't done that. Now they got a traveling call. Anwar Williams. And again, Norris Bain pleading his case.
Boy, you got one, you got to give one.
That's definitely true.
The scale always balances
It always
somehow.
balances it out. Here comes Cox now on the offensive side.
Under 2 minutes.
145 away for the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. They could be a repeat champion here.
Looking for their
Cox
third
throws
championship.
it away. A steal by Forbes. Defenses by Coley. Forbes misses the layup. Norris Bain wants a foul with no call. Armstrong with the ball now for the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. A minute 23 away.
It's a brilliant play on the part of Forbes. He just didn't make the bucket. Gotta call out a charge.
Armstrong with a magnificent move, but that's going to be an offensive foul. Maybe a little bit of a makeup call there. But Norris Bain is not going to complain about that one.
Ah, boy.
That may have been a backbreaker had that one gone in.
You gotta give the officials credit. They're under the microscope. The whole nation watching them. They're trying their best.
They've done a good job tonight. I think they've played this, they've called this game very efficiently.
They've allowed the players to play.
Indeed.
And I think in many of the plays, they factored in the slippery floor, and they've been flexible with the whistle as well.
Ricardo time running out for the Falcons. What's going through their minds right now? All right, we'll try to get back to Ricardo in just a second. On the inside, once again, Anwar Williams. We're down to a minute left in the ball game. 48-54. Marksy takes it in. No good. Rebound comes off to the Falcons. And Forbes loses it out of bounds.
That's a critical turnover. That may be the
Norris
straw.
Bain wants a timeout. Look at Coach Kevin K.J. Johnson. He started this game with his shirt tucked in. He is not tucked in anymore.
High school basketball. Kevin Johnson, he's coached 7 years high school. He's won 2 junior championships. Like I said, he's been to this dance 5 times. He has 2 championships, and he has an opportunity to get his 3rd within a 4-year period and 2 back-to-back.
54-50 ball game. 48 and a half seconds left. Tabernacle trying to get back into it. They trail by 4 now, and we are just a few seconds away from crowning a Hugh Campbell champion here at the Candlelight Gymnasium. This crowd is on their feet.
To think of the many who've gone through the doors of C.I. Gibson, Felix Fly Musgrove. I mean, all these guys went on to play college basketball. I can think of close friends like Dennis Rice Bethel from Yellow Elder. They've all been through the doors of C.I. Gibson.
And the tradition looks to continue tonight. Coach Kevin K.J. Johnson would love to have a championship here. Rattlers ball. Time is on the side of the Rattlers. Harley up top. Takes it strong to the basket. Blocked by Cordero Seymour. Huge defensive play. Back come the Falcons. Missed shot rebound off to Teran Cox. They're going to have to foul here. Forbes will foul Teran Cox.
Boy.
Derek Stubbs tried to take it himself. Came up empty. Teran Cox able to get the rebound, and the Falcons had to commit the foul. 54-50.
You have to remember what this crowd is feeling. 9 years in a row, that title went back to Grand Bahama. C.I. Gibson was able to interrupt that streak last year, and again, C.I. Gibson proves to be the pride of New Providence, trying to hold on to that championship.
And Forbes commits the foul there, trying to stop the clock. 23.9 left in the ball game. Teran Cox will go to the line. They're in the bonus.
Norris Bain, Kevin Johnson, both coached the men's national junior basketball team. They've traveled abroad together. They have the same desire to win. Both have been able to go door to door and recruit from various different islands and taking kids out of different schools. They love to win championships.
Crucial missed free throw that time by Teran Cox. This is when free throw ability to make free throws comes very, very critical in moments like this. Bucks down to second.
That's a crucial bucket.
That makes it a two-possession ball game with 21 seconds left. Rattlers, Falcons need a basket, and he goes on the ball. Forbes. Turnovers have been killing the Falcons here down the stretch.
It took too long to find Forbes. Forbes has been their bread and butter all night.
We've got some debris thrown onto the court. Hopefully this thing doesn't get out of hand. And a foul committed that time again.